It was crustacean dissection day here. Today we've eaten our shrimp and eggs, and now we're going to get this crab meat out and do a little anatomy while we're at it. We've got some, probably overcooked them by a minute or two. The meat didn't come out intact as much as I'd like. This is the meat from the 4 chelipeds of the other 2 crabs. This is the remaining intact Dungeness crab. Notice the carapace it was actually this color before boiling it. Orange, hard, meaning very mature male. No, not even any purple at all. But obviously this is a walking crab. Its 5th pair of walking legs aren't paddle shaped like in the Atlantic blue crab. They don't swim. These guys are walkers. They're burrowers. They burrow down in the mud and eat. They don't swim. And they're large animals too. This is by weight, golly, at least 4 times possibly as heavy as a mature Atlantic blue crab. You can see the age indicated also by the collection of barnacles all over this one. And all 3 were male. You can tell if it's a male or female by lifting over the crab, putting it on its dorsal side. This is the ventral side, belly side. And these guys are flattened. They're dorso-ventrally flattened. So their cephalothorax is on top and their abdomen is underneath. If you pull back this little lid here, this apron, you can tell by this shape that it's a bit more elongated and a little bit more tapered, narrow. This indicates that it's a male. Females will have a broader apron. And if they've already mated, they'll have eggs external once they've matured, holding on like a sponge. But here we lift back the apron here, and we see the male appendages, swimming legs. Crabs do have swimming legs, but the swimming legs are internal. They're part of the reproductive system. So the pleopods here you can see projecting downward. Get a good focus on them. Right here, these are swimmerets or pleopods. These swimmerets are responsible for helping transfer the sperm from the male to the female. Another pair of swimmerets up here. And this is actually the continuation of the digestive system. The anus is way down here, if you can see it right there. And so they have this amazing digestive system. Oops. So there's the anus. So this digestive system actually folds and functions well that way. Pretty amazing. So digestive system coming down through here all the way to the very tip of the apron. So this is a mature male Dungeness crab. Let's take a look a little bit more at some external anatomy, then some more internal anatomy. These creatures, like I like to say, there's with the world of arthropods. This, of course, is phylum Arthropoda, subphylum Crustacea, class Malacostraca, order Decapoda. And for the family, for these crabs, these mud crabs or ththese walking crabs, it's traditionally Cancridae, but the genus Cancer has been split up now. So these creatures called Metacarcinus magister. It is majestic. It's the most abundant and popular food crab in the Pacific Northwest. So these are fresh from the Washington, Oregon coast. They were delivered to me this morning by my good friend Eric at Fish Folks. So props out to Eric. He's the best. He and his wife and then a couple other awesome employees. Tom's over there. They bring fresh seafood to the inland Northwest weekly. So there's the compound eye on a little stalk. So they're retractable. It's been incredible. So but what I was saying about arthropods, you've heard the phrase, oh, there's probably an app for that, right? With arthropods, the phrase is, there's an appendage for that, right? They are overdone in appendages. Everything is an appendage. So even the eyes have a peduncle and they are retractable. So they have these opposable eyes. They also have opposable claws. Here's a cheliped, the left cheliped, the first set of walking legs. And that dactyl has an opposable piece. The bottom part is stiff, it's in place, it's set, and these are for crushing and shearing. They have an opposable dactyl. They can grab food, they can grab predators, they can shear things. We flip this around to see, look at all these barnacles, this guy's impressive. See the other cheliped right here. These are the chili or the chili, and this entire first walking leg is called the cheliped, and they're all walking legs, 5 pairs. They're called decapods for a reason, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's a little bit of difference between them, but by and large, they're similar. All the back 4 pair just have dactyls. So just like a pterodactyl, right? They have this little dactyl, this little hook with a point at the end of each walking leg. Looking at the anterior region here, also covered in barnacles. Maybe we'll start here, and we can see that there are 2 pairs of antennules, much reduced in the Dungeness crab, much reduced antennules. There's one antennule, there's the opposing one, and there's a smaller set in between here you can just barely make out. So 2 sets of antennules. This is the extent of their rostrum right here, which is very reduced compared to, say, the shrimp or prawns, which have quite a saber on top of their head. Stabilize the camera here. There we go. I can see those antennae. 2 sets of antennules well. And we're going to flip it over to see the mouth parts. Let's move these big walking legs out of the way. Very feathery, almost furry kind of underside in the Dungeness crab. That is unlike the Atlantic blue, which I'll constantly refer to because it's my home species, home crab. We can see these are the maxillipeds. They are massive. That first maxilliped is really an armored plate. So you can lift that up and pull that out and see the second maxilliped and third right underneath. So this helps to bring food to the mouth, or what we call the mandible, which is really two jaws that also serve as the teeth. So first maxilliped, second maxilliped right here. Let's peel this one off. There's that first maxilliped. Pretty substantial. Notice the complex articulation. Again, there's an appendage for that. Each appendage has many, many, many articulated joints. So that's the first maxilliped. The second maxilliped, right there, a lot less complicated design going on there. But you can see, kind of looks like a swimmerette or a paleopod of sorts. That's the second maxilliped. Then the third, right here. And underneath them, you can see that alabaster white mandible. Really hard surface. If you pull away the rest of these maxillipeds, you can see the mandibles quite well. So we've removed all 3 on one side. There's the third on the other side. It's still remaining. We'll remove that. You can see the mandible. There's that third maxilliped. It's fairly complicated as well. Get a good look at it. Lots of CT or KT hairs that are helpful in bringing water in, bringing food in, straining. There those mandibles are. Look at that. They're impressive. So they're going to open and close and bring the food in. So that's external anatomy of the Dungeness crab.